Welcome to Echoes Untold, where history whispers and we listen. Today, we peel back the layers of one of the most chilling Cold War mysteries, the Isdal woman. Her story weaves through fake passports, coded diaries, Cold War espionage, and a final fiery death in the shadows of Norway's icy wilderness. It was November 29th, 1970. In the icy foothills of Ulriken Mountain near Bergen, a father and his two daughters were hiking when they stumbled across something horrifying. A human body, lying grotesquely among blackened rocks. The corpse was severely burned, the front of the body charred beyond recognition, while the back remained oddly untouched. Her arms were raised and curled, a classic sign of someone burned alive. Nearby, police would find a strange assortment of items: an empty bottle of liquor, 12 sleeping pill containers, some partially full, and a watch, 2 earrings, and a ring, all placed neatly on a rock. But what stood out most was what was missing. No identification, no wallet, and every clothing label meticulously cut away. Even the serial numbers on her belongings were removed or filed off. The woman had not simply died, she had been erased. Bergen police quickly opened a full investigation. The autopsy revealed that the woman had died from a combination of carbon monoxide poisoning and the ingestion of over 50 phenomol, a brand of sleeping pills. She had bruising on her neck, possibly from a fall or a struggle. Though the sleeping pills indicated suicide, the controlled burn of her body and the precise arrangement of her belongings suggested something far more sinister, maybe even staged. As the investigation unfolded, detectives scoured the area and public records. No one had reported her missing. Her fingerprints, though recovered, matched no national or international database. Her dental work was foreign but not traceable. She was a ghost. Then came the first major lead. At the Bergen railway station, police located 2 unclaimed suitcases tied to the woman, thanks to a luggage tag traced from the ticket counter. Inside, they found an even deeper mystery. There were wigs, several, non-prescription glasses, cosmetics, a notepad with scribbled letters and numbers that appeared to be coded travel logs. And most baffling, a collection of foreign currency from several countries, including Belgium, Switzerland, the UK, and Germany. The contents seemed designed to confuse or conceal. But forensic examination found a partial fingerprint on one pair of sunglasses. It matched the body in Isdalen. They had found her luggage, but not her name. As investigators dug deeper, they discovered that the woman had checked into at least 9 hotels across Norway under different aliases. Names like Claudia Tielt, from Belgium, Alexia Zarna-Merches, from Ljubljana, Vera Schlossenek, from Antwerp. Each identity was paired with a forged passport. Hotel staff described her as elegant and well-dressed, always traveling alone. She spoke multiple languages: French, German, English, Flemish, but with unusual accents. Some said she kept to herself. Others said she was constantly changing rooms and never let cleaners inside. Even more curiously, she often requested rooms with balconies and carried only small suitcases, suggesting short stays. Yet her movements were unpredictable, almost chaotic. The deeper police looked, the more it seemed this woman didn't just want privacy. She needed it. By now, the press was obsessed. The public named her Isdalskvinnen, the Isdal woman. As her aliases and odd behavior emerged, so did theories, most notably that she was a spy. The Cold War was at its height in 1970. Norway, a NATO member, held strategic importance in the North Atlantic. Bergen wasn't just a sleepy fjord city. It was close to the Håkonsvern naval base, one of NATO's largest. Some witnesses claimed the woman was seen watching naval operations or taking photos of military facilities. A fisherman reported she had been observing missile testing in western Norway. Her travel pattern seemed to correspond with classified military activity. Was she an agent, east or west? Was she caught? Eliminated? To this day, no intelligence agency has ever acknowledged her. But her movements, multilingual abilities, false identities, and coded notes strongly resemble Cold War spycraft. The official position from Norwegian police? Suicide. But even within the force, that conclusion was controversial. Some officers believed she had been murdered and the crime scene arranged to mimic suicide. Others whispered of pressure from higher authorities, suggesting something darker was being covered up. A police sketch of her face was released to the public. Hundreds of tips poured in, but none led to a concrete identity. Interpol was notified. Embassies were contacted. Nothing. She remained unknown, and by early 1971, the case was closed. Decades passed. But in 2016, the case was reopened, this time by journalists. Norwegian broadcaster NRK and the BBC teamed up for a podcast called Death in Ice Valley, launching a global search for answers. Modern forensics were applied. Isotope analysis of her teeth suggested she was born around 1930 and grew up near the border between France and Germany, possibly around Stuttgart or Alsace-Lorraine. Her DNA showed European ancestry with no matches in existing family databases. A handwriting expert confirmed all the hotel log entries matched her writing. Witnesses re-interviewed decades later recalled her heavy perfume, her use of disguises, and her mysterious metallic smell, possibly from working with chemicals or explosives. So what do we really know? Each clue only opens more questions. To this day, over 50 years later, the identity of the Isdal woman remains unknown. A Jane Doe with no past, no future, and a story caught between silence and suspicion. She was buried in Bergen under a plain gravestone. At her funeral, attended only by police officers, her coffin was lowered with dignity, even though no one knew her name. If the Isdal woman was a ghost, she's one that still lingers in the minds of those chasing the truth. And maybe, somewhere out there, someone still remembers her. If this story captivated you, drop your theories in the comments and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Echoes Untold, where history whispers and we listen. Fact-checked note: all information in this episode was fact-checked using verified sources, including Death in Ice Valley, NRK and BBC Podcast, 2018-2019, Norwegian Police Archives and Public Case Files, 1970-2020. The Guardian, the local Norway, VG.no Cold War Intelligence Studies and Isotope Research from the University of Bergen NRK Investigative Reports, 2016-2018,